Hey, Blue Rockers, Connie Willis here. Oh my gosh, I'm on my own show. Yes. All right, victory is mine. Victory is mine. Let's see if I got you here. Oh my gosh, yes. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring on the guys in a second here, and we'll see if everything works. So, how's the show been going? I want you all to tell me honestly how they've been doing. How's Stan been doing? Is he pretty good at hosting? Actually, it was sounding pretty good. So here's the deal. Tonight is something called Crypto Connie's Pitch It to Stan. It's this possibly new ongoing thing that we can do along the way if you think you have something worthy enough to pitch it to Stan. If you think so, get it to me first. We'll talk. We'll see about pitching it to Stan. All right, so now we had technical difficulties on my end. Somebody's zapping me. There's no way I have the best of the best people working on this, so I don't understand. But anyway, we'll go beyond that. We are tonight, both part one and part two. We're getting really good at part one and part two, aren't we? Is been on D Live. So I want to say hi to all of you guys out there at D Live, all of you on Facebook, all of you on YouTube and Twitter as well, on all Blue Rock Talks and Connie Willis's and Blue Rock Talk with Connie Willis's. A lot of branding going on there, right? So Mark Babbitt is with us tonight, and he has CRYPVISER, which by the way is free on iOS. Yay! Woohoo! Mac, you Android folk gotta wait. He went with the first one, the best one first, or at least I think that. So we're gonna go back to them here, and I want them just to update me if everything works out right, just really quick, really briefly to where they are, and then we want to get to your questions. So I hope those of you out there have refreshed. It's funny because when it went off the air, Stan and Mark continued to babble for a long time. They didn't even know. They didn't even know. They didn't know it was really 30 minutes. No, it wasn't that bad. But just a reminder, this is Crypto Connie Tuesday. I hope that you like and upvote and follow and share and do all that as we build our audience. We're over 10,000 subscribers and we're shooting up to 1 million, everybody. So hopefully we can get out there pretty quick. Do not forget, Wasted Wednesdays is coming up soon. A serious look at the cannabis industry. I think that we can also somehow fit crypto in there. Far Out Thursday, great stuff on there. Bigfoot Friday, and then Stan's Bible lecture on Sunday. That's at 2 p.m. Eastern. All the other ones are at 10 p.m. Eastern, but I think we're going to be going and raising that up to either 8 p.m. Eastern or 9 p.m. Eastern. We may just go 8 p.m. Eastern across the board, except on nights where Stan has volleyball. Hey, priorities. That's the way it is. We always have breaking news and spontaneous stuff. I know you don't hear them, but I do. And hey, pretty soon we're going to be talking to Fuzzy. We're going to be talking about the BitShares launch and all the different cool things that are going on with that. Also his Project Milk Box. And I know Stan's always got something cool going on, but we got to make sure we talk to him before he goes off to Brazil, where I think Mark and him may be meeting. If they do meet, that means that's a good sign for Mark, right? If he says, I don't want to meet Mark. See, here, watch the body language. If Stan goes, I don't want to meet him, I don't want to meet him, then his product sucked. But we want you guys to give a thumbs up for the show. Don't particularly do a thumbs up for the product or not. I mean, you can, because I think you're going to like it. But please comment about the product and what you think as well, what you think Stan should do, because this is Pitch It to Stan. So you guys also get to say, hey, this is really cool. I like this. Can he add this? Can Mark add that? Can we do this? All right? So have fun with it. It's Pitch It to Stan on Crypto Connie. So let's see if I can get all these guys on here with me and I can still talk. We'll find out here in a second. Again, and I'll tell them, okay, so my voice isn't working on the threesome. I don't know why. Wait a minute, I can check one more thing just to see. But other than that, oh, Oh, good. There's a chance. There's a chance it still could work. Hold on here. I hope so. Please. It's my show. No, it's Stan's show, my show, and it's your show, Blue Rockers. Okay, let's add this. Okay, let's see if we can do it here. Okay, check, check, check. I'm on. Yes.
No!
Oh. Stan, you were waiting for that. You were waiting to do that.
Well, you know, I was all set to have successfully deplatformed Crypto Connie. And, you know, after all the nasty people out there going around deplatforming people every which way, you know, pulling the plugs on their software, just it's unbelievable the kind of things that's happening out there. And so I was going to take credit for having taken over your show. But now you managed to survive just like Jared survived the attempt to take him off. Oh. And I think Alex is going to survive the attempt to take him off as well. Oh. So it's a never-ending arms race, Connie. And I'm hoping what you can do with this show is what you did with Jared's show last week, where, you know, we did it live because of technical difficulties. And then you went and spent all kinds of effort polishing it up and making a nice episode out of it. And I think you've got it ready to put up there for people to look at if you want to. Maybe you can take this and everything us guys talked about before we did the second episode, you can splice in to the middle of this somewhere.
Yeah, you know what's so bad about that is you lose the darn live chat. You lose the live chat. It goes away.
Well, you know, the neat thing about it is you can do both, right?
Crickets. I need cricket sounds. Tweet,
yeah,
tweet, tweet,
okay.
tweet, tweet.
No, you've already done both. You got the live chat stuff up there from the Jared episode last week, and you made a nice polished version that people can choose to watch if they want. Yes. You could do that for this, right? You could have the two pieces that everybody saw live with the chat, and then you could come along. I'm just making up work for you.
I think that's a great idea. No, I think I know what you're saying. Like previously what we did, and by the way, hey there, Mark, you're on with us. How are you?
Yeah, I'm thinking you could just have like the director's cut edition.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, see, what happened last week is, you know, we were concerned we might get hacked, and don't be moving around now there, Stan. I got you all set up. Stan's moving on me. Stan's
trying to get myself centered.
Here's Stan's doing this number.
I'm so self-centered, you know.
This is what it's looking like when you do it, right? And then I'm like, I already got you centered. I have to do that on his Bible lecture too. He'll do this number just to fix it. And I just already had it set up with his slides, and I'll be like, oh man. So, no, so what happened last time with Jared was, you know, we wanted to tape it ahead of time because we thought we might have hackers and problems, right? And we didn't want to do it live. We wanted to be careful. And so, well, you know, we set it up with Jared a couple times, didn't work out. Then when we set it up, it was like the day, and time ran out. A couple other things happened, and then we went on live anyway. So I actually took, you know, the recorded stuff and made it look great. Good. So, but you know what? I think you're right, Stan. There might be something I can do with this. It'll be a couple of days, but I won't sleep or anything. So just send food. You know, that'd be all right. Can you do that? But I think you're right. So with Pitch It to Stan, first of all, Stan, what do you think? Do you like Pitch It to Stan? You like that?
Yeah, I think that's a cool idea. And, you know, I'm willing to sit in there and pretend this is some kind of a episode of American Idol or Shark Tank or whatever. But all I really want to do is let people see all the cool things that people are doing on the BitShares platform. And so we had a real good session earlier tonight talking about what Mark has been doing. And so I think it'd be probably a good idea just to let him do a little 2-minute summary of what it was about. And you know, if I were to describe what I've heard so far, I'd say it's a nice, secure messaging app with a built-in BitShares wallet, plus a couple other custom digital currencies that are specific to his particular business model. And all that runs on the BitShares network. And he moved it there because Ethereum was just not able to do it. It was too slow and backlogged, which is, of course, the story I usually say all the time. And it was good to hear it from someone else.
Yeah, we already knew that, right? We already knew that. So here's proof, right? So, so Mark, so he did, what did he miss on describing CryptVisor?
Well, I think that was a good, summary of it. It's basically just the world's first decentralized, blockchain authenticated, anonymous instant messenger. That's what it is.
I like the blow up, where you can blow it up, like you can blow up a message.
Self-destructing messages, hide chat, lock chat. It has broken so many barriers that this is an evolution in communication.
I think it's cool.
It is anonymous. We have no idea who our users are. We have no server. We have nothing to give to any authority or whoever it may be that needs to ask. We would like to see the communications from this individual. We don't have it. We have no access to it. It is the most secure and private messenger on the market.
So Stan, what do you think of that? Is that something needed, cool, awesome?
Well, it's kind of an interesting coincidence. Today I published a article on Steemit. It's steemit.com/@Stan. And so you go on there and look at my latest post, and it was talking about the 4 horsemen of decentralization. And it was talking about 4 different products out there that were addressing the issue of privacy and management of jurisdictions outside of the current world cage that's being built for us by the World Control System. And certainly it's a nice coincidence to have Mark on here tonight. You might say he's the 5th horseman because he's got a product that is working to do the same thing, protecting us from the encroachment of ever-increasing government attempts to extend their jurisdictions beyond where it belongs. Government jurisdictions should be associated with a land mass, and this area here, we're responsible for protecting people in that area and stopping violent crime, and other than that, get out of the way. But we shouldn't be reaching halfway around the world to track our citizens when they're outside of that territory and put some kind of rules on them. And the number of different ways that our privacy's been eroded are getting to be legendary at this point. And I think what Mark has here is a nice solution that you can download to your phone and immediately take back a little bit of your own freedom that's been stolen from you.
Yeah, and it is definitely used. I mean, it could be geared toward the normal everyday user who doesn't really care about their privacy. However, it also has a lot of real world business applications. If you're looking at a lawyer who needs to ensure that their communications are private, this would be the platform to use.
Oh, excellent. Yeah.
Yeah. And the technology that we have created with this, to be able to verify someone's identity over the blockchain, this could also be implemented in so many other fields.
So let me ask you this. It's free to download and use.
It's free to download. Of course, it's free to download. This is the first pay-to-use messenger on the market.
Okay, so how does that work?
Basically, it's a monthly subscription where every other messenger out there is free. It's not really free. You're paying for it. You are paying for it with your privacy. You are paying for every messenger you use with your data, with your information. This is how these companies survive. How does Telegram survive if it doesn't charge their users anything? How does Facebook survive? How does WhatsApp survive if they don't if they're not charging anybody anything? Obviously, they're making money, and they're making money by selling the users data and information. We are doing the exact opposite. We want to be able to sustain ourselves by protecting this information. And you could either pay for a monthly subscription using cryptocurrency, or it would just be a standard. I'm not sure if you ever, if you have an iOS app that you pay a subscription for. I'm not sure if you do. I do. I have a couple apps that every month I pay a monthly fee.
So what are you looking at as a fee?
€9. I think it's €9.90.
90 cents a month?
€9.
€9.
Euros? 90. 9.90.
So what, I don't know. What are the prices of that?
Like $10.
$10 a month. Okay. Okay, great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Hey, I know BitShares, man. I know anything under the BitShares Dynasty. This is the way I'm trained now.
Right.
So you can add. So you can add that you can use BitShares on it. You can add that you can use Heroes on it. You can add that you can use CloudCoin on it. You can add anything that might be in the BitShares Dynasty.
As in the cryptocurrency wallet, yeah, we have to create more and more gateways to be able to allow more and more cryptocurrencies to be stored locally on that wallet.
Well, you know, as you were first saying it, and then I want to ask you, Stan, your thought on that, because I don't know if you all touched that or not, but as you said, hey, you got to pay for it. I thought at first I went, you know, and hear me out on this. I thought, you know, I don't know if anybody's ever going to pay for that because there's too many free applications out there. Then you did bring up the attorney thing, and you know, and there's going to be definitely a lot of people that want to have private conversations with whether it's family or spouse or significant other or this or that or whatever. And they may find that, hey, you know what? I'm not going to get any commercials on here. I'm not going to see any ads on here. You know, I'm not going, I know it's going to be confidential, and I can even blow up stuff. I love that, blowing up messages. That's really cool. I guess people have seen that before, but I haven't. And so I can see where people might pay that. And I do like that they can pay in crypto.
Well, and also companies, you know, I'm based here in Germany, and this year the company Continental basically told all of their employees, you can no longer use WhatsApp.
Yeah.
If you're working for this company, you cannot use WhatsApp to send company information. This is not secure.
Is the company going to pay for it for them?
Well, no.
Because that, by the way, would be a great thing to do. Go to companies and let them pay for that app for their. You should have it set up to where all their employees can get it, you know, through the company.
Of course, this is another real world application for this service. Is a lot of companies that they're aware. Most company data leakage is done by mistake. And it's done by employees accidentally sending a text message to someone else that they shouldn't have sent. And so this application could be used for a lot of companies that their employees would only be able to send text messages to another employee which was verified via blockchain. So I know exactly who I'm sending this text message to. And I know that it will only reach that individual and no one in between. Because we have closed this loophole of man-in-the-middle attacks by implementing a blockchain, we are sure that the only person going to receive the message is the one who you send it to.
And Stan, what do you think of this?
Well, I think it's just exactly the kind of thing people are looking for. I'm particularly excited about it because it's a hybrid thing. It does something useful, and it's basically a BitShares wallet built inside of it. Those are exactly the kind of applications that we'd like to see people bringing to, and there's just a growing demand for that kind of thing. I think you have an example. There's an option you can have on YouTube to get rid of ads, right? You pay
correct.
membership and you get a cleaner product. So it's a common business model, and people who don't think they need privacy haven't been hacked yet or don't know they've been hacked.
Yeah.
That was, I'm sorry, that was funny. I was on the streets of Stuttgart a couple days ago, and I was doing man on the street interviews just randomly with different people, asking them, hey, what kind of messenger do you use? And do you feel secure in it? Do you care about your privacy? Oh, yes, I do. Yes, I do. What kind of messenger do you use? I use WhatsApp. Oh, have you read their privacy policy? Yeah. And I talked to a professor who teaches at the university, and he said exactly what Stan just said, that a lot of people up front will say, yes, I care about my privacy. But it takes something for them to actually take steps, which is perhaps they're hacked, or perhaps a photo that they're sending to someone else ends up in the wrong hands. And another thing is, when we have a company like Netflix, I have Netflix, I pay for this service, and I expect a certain amount of quality for it. If I don't pay for a service and it's given to me for free, then I have to accept the rules and that goes along with that. And when it comes with a lot of these messengers, the rules are your data is our data.
That is true. I mean, and then they take that data and they guide all the ads towards you, right? They just said wagon wheel. Let's start trying to sell them wagon wheels. Let's find that key word, right? I mean, that too. So that's pretty cool. So $10. So why didn't you go $4.99? Why'd you go all the way to $9.99? Why didn't you, do a little testing?
I didn't do any of that.
No? Who did that? Who decided that?
The people who figured out that it's going to take this amount of money to be able to pay for these people to run this. I mean, we need developers. We need people to make sure everything is up and running. We want constant updates. We want to improve it all the time. I mean, all of this takes money.
I'm just saying, I get it. I'm just saying that would probably be my beef on it is $4.99 would probably get people going at it, and then you can up it at one point, because we all know we all got to starve at the beginning of all these little things we're doing, right? At the very beginning. So, but I'm just saying that. I mean, hey, people made you the $9.99. So
could be $19.99 too.
Oh my gosh! So then we'd be back into an infomercial, and we'd say, "Hey, there's more." Then they'd have to give you a phone too.
I guess everybody has to ask themselves their question. Everybody has
absolutely.
to ask. They have to
get
ask,
used to that.
How much is my privacy worth?
Oh, hey man, I get you. I'm just asking that though, right? You got to ask the hard questions. You're here on Crypto Connie. We got to throw it at you. And Stan, so what are your clear thoughts of, it's kind of like, okay, pitch it to Stan, right? So we're going to pitch it back to you in a second. Let me just go over here onto some of the questions that we have here. Somebody said call it Spacebook. That's funny. That's a good name, by the way.
That is a good name.
That's a great name, Spacebook.
Yeah.
Everybody's already going over to all the social platforms and stealing it. How is your security? This is from Vintage Sounds. Hey, Vintage Sounds, how are you? I haven't seen you here in a while. How's your security going to be better than the hackers on the dark web?
Well, how is our security going to be better than the hackers on the dark web? I'm not exactly sure how I can answer that. I mean, how can I answer that question? How can our security be better than the hackers on the dark web? I don't know. Maybe there's a really bad hacker on the dark web. You know, maybe there's a really incredible hacker on the dark web. I don't know.
George Carlin, man. George Carlin is alive and well.
but what I do know is that we have entered into a new type of technology. We're talking decentralized blockchain technology, which I don't know. Have you heard of anybody hacking into a blockchain?
Well, you know, there's certainly rumors and so on.
There are rumors.
You know, that there are dark powers out there that have computers that can do it. There's no evidence of that so far.
That is
other than the rumors.
Yeah, somebody did ask me the question. They asked me, well, wait a minute. Now, quantum computing is kind of just around the corner here. And who's to say that you and your blockchain won't be able to be hacked by a quantum computer? And my answer to that is, well, wait a minute. Technology does not just grow one direction. I mean, who's to say that we're not going to have a blockchain built with quantum computers? I mean,
yeah, it's an arms race, and I guess that's the answer.
Yeah.
The first and foremost is to get some degree of privacy, and then
Absolutely.
You may say, okay, I'm protected from my ex-wife. I'm protected from snooping Connie and other reporters.
Thank you for adding me, Stan.
and you start working your way up the list of threats past all your commercial competitors and people who are in the business of hacking and so on. And eventually you get up to the capabilities of nation states. And, if you are picking any particular application, you're going to be somewhere on that scale where you're safe. And then there's some point where theoretically you might not be safe.
Sure.
And so we're saying, if you can plug up 90% of the leaks, that's better than leaving all the leaks out there, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And as I mentioned to Stan earlier, we did have a group of hackers, white hat hackers, hack it here in Europe. And we allowed them, here's our system, break into it. Do what you can, find everything you can to break into it. And this is something that we're planning on doing again in the future, to offer a reward if you can find anything. So I guess that would be an answer to the question about a black hacker or something like that on the dark web. So.
Yeah, and the one thing that I can recommend to everybody is don't break any laws, because you don't know what the statute of limitations is on the law that you're breaking. And
Sure.
As technology goes forward, you never know when your previously private communications are suddenly going to be laid bare. Because everything will become known and brought into the light sooner or later in this world. And so I don't think that this technology is something that you should ever rely on to break laws. They'll catch up with you sooner or later. It's to protect your privacy while you're doing your everyday lives, and to avoid people being able to misuse your data against you in some way.
Yep, absolutely.
But once you have put those protections up, then obey the laws anyway. And then you'll be fine. But I would not suggest that any safety measure out there is going to protect you for your entire lifetime. Sooner or later, that will be exposed, I expect, or you should assume that.
But you guys are trying, man. You know, it's great. You know, we got the Cloud Coin with its RADA. We got Jared with DWeb. We got now a CryptVisor. And I think it's great. I mean, Mark was emailing me, and I was just swamped with things along the way. And he hung in there, and he hung in there, and he kept, you know, kindly emailing me, very kindly, and with a really great, very polite, not just polite, but it was very uplifting, I guess is the word. And it was never like, oh, here's this guy again. Never, Mark, never. And I had said a couple times, don't, keep nagging me or whatever, right? And
don't give up on me.
Yeah, don't give up, please, because you get so many emails and they all go down, and it just rotate goes down. You can't, you're lost. I put little stars next to it and all that, but and then it arose and it was like, bam, let's do this. And Mark had woke up early to do this. I said, hey, can you be there for 10 p.m. Eastern? He goes, that's 4 a.m. my time. Yeah, I know. I'm asking. You said I will be there.
No, I think it's just because, we are all so passionate about what we're doing. I mean, me personally, to give you just a tad bit of background, I left a teaching job of over 20 years. I was an educator of 20 years. I had a very lifetime secure position, but when I first learned about CryptVisor, it rung true with me. It struck a chord with me, and it was something that I myself was very passionate about. And so here I am, 52 years old, thinking, it's about time I do something I'm really, really passionate about. And so, yeah, I think the whole company is like this.
That's excellent. So it's not just you. You have an actual company behind you.
It's not me. Oh no, I'm little guy.
Tell me, is it an entire company? What? I'm sorry.
Yeah, we have our headquarters is located in Düsseldorf, and the programming is done in Mannheim. We have our CEO Vadim. He is also our CTO. He's the technical brains behind everything.
And he's sick. We hope you're feeling better, right?
Oh yeah.
He was the guy not feeling well.
Yeah, and he's going to be in Brazil with me. The two of us will be coming to Brazil.
Excellent.
And
they're going to haunt you, Stan. Watch out, man.
So yeah, it's more than just me. I'm not a programmer. I'm a blockchain enthusiast, as I've mentioned to Stan. I first got involved in blockchain over 8-9 years ago when I first heard about it on a podcast, and I was very much into it. And then I jumped on board with CryptVisor.
Okay, so CryptVisor, it's its own company. Does it already have apps from before, or
no?
Okay,
no.
Does it plan to make more apps in the future on the blockchain possibly, or is it just going, hey man, we're going to build this and this is all we can handle because it's going to be big?
No, we're cybersecurity company, cybersecurity and telecommunications. That's what we want to do. We want to ensure that privacy, data is secure, because the way things are going in the world, I mean, this is becoming more and more and more and more important.
Okay, I love to hear that.
Your whole life today is right here.
Yes.
And that's scary. And
in the future, it's going to be in a little chip, and it's going to be inserted somewhere. Run.
Yeah. So we want to just protect it. That's what we're doing. Yeah.
So just real quick here, if I can look just into the chat room. By the way, if you're just now tuning in, you're watching Blue Rock Talk with Connie Willis. This is Crypto Connie, and tonight we're doing like the beginning. It's a premiere show of Pitch It to Stan, where if you've got an idea that you think will work out with the BitShares Dynasty, hey, come to me. We'll pitch it to Stan. We'll see what he thinks. Okay, we'll see if he is serious about talking to you again. So we are on D Live right now, Twitter, which is Periscope, and then a couple Facebooks as well as YouTube. So let me see here. Mike Crow, thank you, Stan, is saying, watch out for snooping Connie. Thanks, Stan. Thanks, Stan. Okay, and then he goes on to say, if you're on a D-Web where there are no servers, then all that can happen is direct access to you. Would you not know that? Is that something that you guys were talking about earlier? Mike, you're talking about D-Web. We're not talking about D-Web tonight. We're talking about CRYPVISER. Mike. That's okay. Mike Crow of Myth Chasers. He probably had something chasing him around there for a minute. He just went to a portal and a time loop or something. He went through a time warp. He's hopefully comes back out in a minute here. Well, thank you, Jeff Higgs. I appreciate that. We are still going through the Equifax credit score hack. Okay, now they're just asking kind of random questions here. Because I think everything was on the past one when you guys were talking about it. So that's very interesting. It's a cybersecurity. You're going for the blockchain. You went for Ethereum, which I know a lot of people do, and then they wake up. So that's awesome. So we thank you for that. So Stan, you've heard a lot. You hosted tonight. You did an incredible job. I'll put everything together. It's great to meet Mark. Thank you, Mark, for being able to do this.
Yep, absolutely.
Really appreciate that. And we'll have you on again, too, I hope.
Yep. Awesome.
And Stan, so what do you think? Because we do know this is Pitch It to Stan. And we do know that you're going to be in Brazil, and he's going to be at the exact same thing as you. Do you feel that his app is worthy enough to have some more conversation with him while you're in Brazil?
Oh, I'm definitely interested in that, and who knows? Maybe we'll have Einmal beer before we're done. But so yeah, of course, I want to get a chance to talk. I love guys who are building applications on top of BitShares. I'm very excited to see that not only does it perform its intended function, but it also has built-in BitShares wallet functionality. And it's integrated on an Apple phone you can get from an Apple store, which is quite an accomplishment in its own right. I have not had a chance to download and try it yet, but certainly the YouTube videos that I got a chance to look at just before we aired are very professional, and the app looks nice and clean and beautiful, and people are out there looking for it. One thing I'd like to see or know about is whether you would consider allowing people to license that app for their own customized white label versions and put what your technology is into other products. Are you willing to do that?
Yeah, we've already been talking to different companies about that.
Okay. I think there'll be a lot of interest in that. I know that because of this, there'll be a lot of people looking into it because of this show tonight. And so you'll be probably getting some feedback from people. And I would encourage you to participate in the Telegram channels. I've got one for nice people, and then there's one for trolls. And
okay.
so you can take your pick, but go there and see what kind of feedback people are talking about from their experience with your application, and that might give you a little bit of additional marketing information. But in general, I like everything I see. I think it's very necessary, and lowering the difficulty barriers for people so that they can get the kind of protection that they need, I think is important. If it's just a little bit hard, people won't do it. But it looks like what you've got there is pretty straightforward, and it uses BitShares. So what's not to like?
And that is such an important point, is trying to get this level of security down at a layman's level, that I don't need to have some kind of degree in security to know what I'm doing, to just to send a private communication, that it's all done for you, and it's so much easier. And you're absolutely right. And with this update that we're doing in September for the iOS, we've streamlined it even much easier. So when people first set up their account, it's very easy to do, because some people were, but we've made it really, really simple. So you're absolutely correct. Yeah, absolutely.
So simple, even Connie can use it. That's what you're telling me.
Then you know.
I'm not going to say that.
No, Crypto Connie is all about putting it into layman's terms
okay,
with people like me, because as
you
know, Mark, you have to know this by now, that in the crypto world, all the people in Discord and Telegram and Steam, at the core people in all these places, zoom, it goes over people like me, my head. This technology. However, that's why we have Crypto Connie here, to put it into layman's terms, because your all's biggest audience, your biggest buying audience is me, not the 1% that already knows what's going on. Me. Where are you going to make your money? We're not the store in Beverly Hills. We that one store. We are the Targets and the Amazons and the, because now you got to look at that, right? And the all the big giant stores out there. That's who we are. That's who you want to hit. So if I can understand it, then pretty much the other people behind, because I represent the people. I'm here to represent the people. And seriously, when I looked into it, your tutorials are great. They're very short and sweet, and they're not just going on and on forever. They're very short and sweet. Like we have conversations here. This is a whole different format, but when it comes to tutorials, quick and easy, and like I said, I like that little blow up message. I just love that. I love that. So I'm so happy to know that there's an entire company behind it, and the plan is to just work hard. And I like your setup. I really do think that that is worthy of paying for it. Somebody's going to do it. Put it up in that type of situation. Why not it be you? Of course, it is you and your group. So that's really cool. So any last words before you go?
Okay. No, I guess it was really great to have this opportunity, Connie. It was great to finally speak to you. Yeah. And Stan, it was wonderful meeting you also. And we will be seeing each other in Brazil. I don't know what they do. I've never been to Brazil. Have you ever been to Brazil?
Man.
No, but I hear the constellations are upside down there. That's what I hear.
Oh, no.
This is the world of UFOs and aliens and everything. And Peru, man, ancient stuff.
Yeah, I've never
the mysteries of the world are right there. They're derived from there.
All right. So
I want to go. Well, I'll be there in spirit, but Stan will be there with you. I think that's great, Mark. Awesome to meet you. And I said, hang in there. I'm cheering for you. And then you can't do any better than this, right? For the first meeting to say hello.
It's great. Wonderful. So Thank you so much.
That's cool. I'll try to put something together with all the difficulties there. And Stan, do you have any last words to say?
Nope. Thank you, Connie. I was amused at the number of buttons you had to push in order to get this show out. And I know that when you have 257 different switch settings to get right in order for your voice to go out, that's really good. And that's what I was suggesting. Maybe Mark's app could be adapted so that all you had to do is hit the one button that says "Go live."
Go. That would be great.
There you go. There you go.
That would be awesome. Well, hang in there, you guys, for about 2 seconds. All right, just hold on for a second there. Thank you, Blue Rock. Oh, now I can't even talk. I need another button for that. Thank you, Blue Rockers, for watching tonight. Those of you that aren't sure what a Blue Rocker is, because you're new, that is someone in the know that has subscribed here. So I hope that you subscribe, you like, you follow, you share, you upvote, you comment, and I hope you also check out CryptVisor. I'm going to make sure that Mark gives me everything I need to put in the description box below so that you will know where to go, how to find it, and a little bit more information. I have a little bit down there, but I want to get a whole lot more in there, and hopefully Mark will help me with that. So thank you for joining us on DLive, Twitter, several Facebooks, and also YouTubes as well. So the brand is Blue Rock Talk with Connie Willis. The night is Crypto Connie, and the new ongoing series that we've got to do along the way, just when they come up, pitch it to Stan. So if you think you have something that will work with the BitShares Dynasty, let me know. We'll do a little vetting, we'll do a little checking out, and then we'll pitch it to Stan. So look at our first one, Mark Babbitt with CryptVisor. He's already got a meeting in Peru. Holy cow! And they're gonna like enjoy some brewskis or something out there. Man. Hope this all works out. All right, you guys, pitch it to Stan. If you have any other ideas, let me know, because we're going to make this fun. I think this will be a very fun thing. Take care, everybody. Have a safe and happy rest of the day, and we'll be talking to you soon here on Blue Rock Talk with Connie Willis and Crypto Connie.